So that's all good positioning from Ed. Although he's probably a bit further away from 4-back than he would have liked. Ooh. Can't see the angle on that.
Not looking too worried about anything. He finishes through.
Well, it's a good yard away. It's only spanks it through. So.
Oh, well, you played for Wales in this event, Gareth.
I
first
did.
World Championship. That's a bit of an honour.
It was an honour, and I'm exceptionally grateful for the opportunity. I'm afraid I didn't have them singing in the valleys from my performance, but
and it's your birthday, so there should be some singing, shouldn't there?
Yes, I'm expecting a song from you at some stage. Yes. How did you find out that it was my birthday? I suppose the Facebook is a bit of a...
I think you're running down there hiding behind the seat somewhere waiting for you to walk into the clubhouse.
I feel that's unlikely. Yeah.
You never know. Maybe your Welsh playing partner can sing for you.
Maybe. Well, that's what the Welsh are renowned for, is a song in their hearts. But yes, no, it's been a fantastic experience. My first World Championships, and hopefully not my last. Several people here with many World Championships under their belt, and it's good to see the side view there, because it looked a little bit hampered from the long view. There's a bit of discussion about something there. I don't know whether a referee
is just asking if
does he want to come and watch.
Harry's given him the acknowledgement that he can play on without calling a referee.
Yep.
It's all good.
Yep. So Ed will come over for the yellow, which is still on towards the eastern boundary, leaving his black near the peg to facilitate the peg out, and he gets a perfect. What's wrong?
No, nothing. No. No, it's not as close to the boundary as I thought it was.
As you thought it was,
yes.
yeah.
We couldn't see the line as the blue
was
coming towards the
Well,
yellow.
actually, I have to say
I realised he kicked it a little bit as well.
Yeah. Well, he did, didn't he? He actually gave it a little bit of a give it a bit of a foot action there. It was yeah. So nice view. It's a shame it's funny when the ball is moving in the line of the camera, you just don't have any idea about whether it's gone.
I'm not sure. Well, the rush there, he kind of babied or underhit quite a bit.
He did.
Not that it's going to cause anything, but you want to put that one up a little bit.
Yeah, you certainly don't. Okay, and he's come through that quite hard. Look, he's actually on a balk now, so he has a 7-yarder back of that yellow.
No, it's just that one little rush.
7-yarder back. I mean,
might be a double, is it, on that angle?
I don't think it is. I know it looks double-ish on the screen here, but me standing up and having a look into the distance is. Oh, and he just clips the yellow and promotes partner ball a little bit closer to the peg as well. So I think we'll call that one 2-1. We'll call that one. Yeah, we'll call that game, and maybe if we could have a cheeky look at Lawn.
Well, we haven't seen Matthew and.
Yeah, if we could have a look at Lawn 7, that'd be great. We could have a look at how Matthew and Felix are getting on. Thank you for the birthday greetings on the chat line.
They're flooding in.
Flooding in. There's two. It's a deluge. It's an absolute deluge of birthday greetings. So we'll be going over now to see Lawn 7 and Matthew and Felix. Ed here with a pretty standard peg out, which he does without having an extra. Always very nice to get both balls on there. So, after an early scare, takes a 2-1 lead.
Yep.
And we are at midday, so they've managed to clear 3 games in 3.5 hours, which is pretty good going. And here we are on lawn 7 with Matthew Essick about to hit his yellow ball. We're not quite sure at what at the moment, but he's settling into that steady position, and he shoots and he misses. And obviously Felix is paired up there on the western boundary, and there's a ball stuck by penultimate, so again not quite sure. I can see a yellow clip on 2. Not sure whether you have any intel from your network of informants as to what the situation is there, but I suppose we could dip into croquet scores and have a look, but we'll let it all unfold. It's quite exciting this way.
I think we're in the same game that we were looking at before. Yellow was.
So Felix knocks the yellow down south. We've got a ball on the peg. Clip on the peg. Sorry, yeah. The black on the peg.
Checking to see if red can rush to 4-back, or he's taking the rush directly to 4-back.
You think the blue clip might be on 4-back, Pete?
Guessing, just because he had a lift shot.
Yes, yes. And funnily enough, that would then be a hoop-bound leave that you were.
We don't know where yellow was picked up from either, do we?
No, no.
Maybe it's Rover. Maybe it's 2 pairs of a dribble.
Well, we will shortly find out. We know there's a black clip on the peg, and if Kathleen can move the camera over a little bit more to the left, then we'll
see the Rover clip.
We will. Oh, and there is indeed.
So we don't know if it was 2 peels or a breakdown on a previous finish or something. But
so certainly not an easy roll into this. I would not be liking this, particularly on this characterful lawn 7. But certainly a good opportunity. So plays it standing up, and that black's zipping down, isn't it? Look at that. That was flirting. That was definitely flirting with the boundary. He'll have to go in and mark it in. Another 6 inches on. Oh no! It's a
2/3 for yard.
Yeah, it's a yard away. Yep. Yes, the boundary lines haven't always been easy to pick out on the courts.
Disappear, even they get done and they disappear quite quick, aren't they? But it means Matthew's going to have another shot here very soon.
Yes, because it's unlikely that Felix will be able to peg this ball out after he has thundered it through. But he's not giving a lift away.
No lift, and he's got off a tricky situation of having to roll into.
Yeah, so he'll be able to set himself up with a rush to the peg.
just got to move some sort of distance between this red and yellow.
Can you remember how close they were?
Well, he left yellow on the
western boundary.
And red's near the hoop, so it's, it's
yes,
maybe 14 yards at the most.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so it's interesting. I think perhaps lower grade players would be thinking more about making a dolly rush to the peg from here and just thinking, well, I've given my opponent a 14-yarder. That's. But I mean, at this level, they've got to assume that Matthew will.
He's got to move the distance, but he's going to be coming wherever he moves one to. He's going to be coming back on a croquet strop to still control.
Yes, because he's live on both the balls.
So you chipped it in a bit. So yeah, he does have to move this towards corner 2 area. We don't know if Felix is even responsible for the red ball, do we?
Oh yes, because the red is currently against that wire, isn't it? Yeah. So if he's not responsible for that,
we'll find out in a very minute if he's going to red or not.
He can leave a
very powerful leave.
A wicked leave. Is that yellow ball can be wired from the red, and as long as it's left open on either the blue or the black, then he'll be putting a lot of distance. I mean, it'll be 40 yards or so between. Very powerful. So
no, he's looking like he's finding a spot to go to the red.
Oh, okay. So yes. I mean, he's likely to have been responsible for that red, isn't he? Because of the way that, if we assume that he left the leave before as a hoop-bound leave.
Well, no, Matthew did shoot that with a miss that allowed Felix to use him. So instead, if it was a lift, that he could have gone right through.
So Felix pacing around the lawn, getting a good amount of exercise in here. I don't know whether he's got a little pedometer on, but certainly getting a good amount of paces for this shot. Now going all the way down to.
Have we spied red and yellow's clips anywhere yet?
Only the yellow clip on 2.
And red most likely 4 back then, isn't it? Unless it's still on 3.
But there's going to be a tremendous amount of distance for Matthew to hit something. Although, where would you be putting the red? If you could pick it up and place it somewhere, where would it be? Down in corner 1?
Well, yes. If it's coming down the corner, you want it wired from the blue-black, which is going to be the shorter shot.
Yeah.
There is a clip on the side of it.
There is, yeah.
It's 4 back.
So 4 back and 2, yeah. Okay, well that's getting near a wide position already, I would imagine. Yep. Where he's managed to rush it to is on a bit of a diagonal between hoop 4 and hoop 5. So Ed and Harry probably enjoying a bite of lunch now, as we get to just past midday.
Matthew's clips for hoop 2, isn't it? So he's looking to play with the yellow ball, but unless this is tempting with the red.
So that red has gone down into a position where it will be able to shoot at the black and the blue. And Felix now asking for the ref because he's going to knock the ball off, and he just wants the ref to find out exact spot. Yeah, doesn't want to have to be responsible for looking up and making a millimetre decision on where the ball goes off.
So it'll be good to see what.
So we won't leave a double, but he'll. But it'll certainly be a shot that Matt can't afford to miss. In this situation, Pete, would there be any merit to Matthew shooting at himself on the grounds that it would be unlikely that Felix could actually get a rushed peg and actually peg both balls off?
Yeah. Well, do you mean if he hasn't got a rush to the peg?
Yeah. So if that ball comes off, see where Lizzie marks it in. Oh, I suppose that is going to be a rush to the peg now, isn't it?
Yeah, but, it'd be highly unlikely. He didn't have a rush to the peg, but I think the more interesting bit is yellow taking the very long shot with a potential
because
finish, or is he taking the shorter shot with red and setting a lead?
Setting a lead, yeah. But imagine if the blue had not made that position and was sort of like too flat, too perpendicular.
Yes, shooting yourself is absolutely fine. You're most likely then are shooting with the yellow ball.
Just in response to a question on the live stream, I'm pretty sure the plates are best of 3, and
they are.
Yeah,
yes.
and they'd be playing them all today.
Yeah,
I'm not sure why.
The plate was 8 blocks and 2 came out of each block, so we've got 16 players playing a best of 3 today, And I'm not sure if they keep the final for the round of 8, 4 and 2. So a best of 3 tomorrow and a best of 3 final on Sunday.
Yeah. So Matt's crouching. Oh, no, we know when he's about to take the shot because that will solid up.
Long shot.
Long.
Running well, good pace.
Oh,
and
yes.
Centre ball.
Oh,
fantastic
look
shot.
at that. Look at that. And that's the hoop 2 ball. That was the yellow clip. The yellow clip was on 2. So
fantastic shot.
There you go. That's a I don't know, 40-yarder there to get a chance back into the game. But he's got to do everything right from now on. But it would be an understatement to say that he is capable of peeling. So it would, he'd definitely see this as a good chance. What a game when you can be
a lot of work to do to get it under control.
There is
a break with a lead gives you still a chance, but obviously appealing to and wraps it up for you. But
that's so that's the load of hoop 4, and then cutting it across to his partner ball, and now everything's going to depend on the quality of the rush that he gets himself.
What he gets out of hoop 2.
Yeah. So. So Matthew rush up to hoop 2, looks pretty solid. And coming to a halt just a little bit northwest of hoop 2, but be reasonably pleased with that. But it's what he gets out of here now, isn't it, Pete?
Yes, very much so.
Yeah. And he doesn't look as if he's going to be able to get the red on the eastern side.
A run through with a rush south as well.
South, and then being able to croquet it back up to fall back.
And he doesn't have to be in any hurry to get the peel directly after hoop 3. He's just got to have the balls, all in court somewhere and be able to make hoop 3 comfortably, and then he's got plenty of time. you don't want to force this red back up into any sort of peeling position if it's going to compromise your rush to hoop
No.
3. So it's just... And he's still alive on the ball near hoop 4 as well, so he's got some
Yes,
good options.
he is. And that's a beautiful
great
rush.
shot.
Beautiful rush down. Look at that. Absolutely down the line. Yeah, fantastic.
Well, the bonus here is he can put red up to
Yes.
self of 4 back, getting a rush on black to blue.
Yes, yes. Yes, so he'll be looking to put this yellow ball horizontal with the black,
and gets a
so
bit
that he can
gets an each
rush it.
way bet as well. That if, the croquet shot falls slightly.
So that's the little stop
Oh,
shot.
wow, he drove that.
He did, and gosh, he played it as a stop, but he ended up as a bit drivey, didn't it?
And red,
so
right up there.
So this means that it does compromise his ability a bit to get that nice rush up to hoop 3. But that's a good shot.
Yeah, he's
That's a good shot.
fantastic single ball shots, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Putting the balls in there.
Yeah. So he'll be able to load hoop 4 and get a rush on blue to 3.
Yep, so
and then we might be on for some peeling action.
Yep. And
but any slip up will be fatal because Felix is on.
The evidence showing over the last days, that he's been finishing these, and
he's finishing. But the thing is, he's been doing them from a position of ascendancy because he's won his TP games to 0 or to 9
without the pressure. Someone been on peg and peg.
So he hasn't had to worry about the consequences of breaking down so much. But now this is real. That's not bad, but he would have liked it to have been straighter, or straighter on the line rather than it went straighter than he thought. I'd certainly be quaking in my boots if it was me taking this next shot, but everything depends on this shot. Got to get that yellow into running position.
Need yellow to sit a little bit, and it does. That's good.
It's okay. It's okay. We will not put any commentator comment on this at all. He's actually playing it with a bit of jumpy, isn't he? Oh, good shot. Good shot.
Well, we can. Ooh, how unlucky is that?
Yeah, it is unlucky because he's now found himself with a hampered shot on the red. He won't be able to play that legally, although the camera angle may be deceiving. I think he's okay. He's got one of these very shallow mallets.
The nice American mallets with
they
flat rectangle. They're great, aren't they?
Yeah. And what's the idea there, Pete? Is it of having the more the shallower head?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure of the technology of mallets, Gareth, but I take it it's just a nice wide sweet spot still. And
Lizzie out again, so not marking any balls, and seems to be happy with that. So now, soft for jawsing, or will he make this with
his hoop 4 Pioneer is very good, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I'm not sure if you do, but I'm playing this with 0 pull. Playing at a pace that you're going to get some little bit of cut on the blue. So you don't even have to really have the cut on the blue to load it to 5 going to 4. But I wouldn't be putting pull on this shot.
Okay. Nice view there of him weighing up the angles, now looking at it from behind. But are you playing this to get it through, or are you playing for the jawsing here?
Enough pace to keep it online, And I think if it's enough pace to keep it on line, even if it gets wire, it's going to stay pretty good. You're not putting any pull on it. It's not going to move that much. So if it does move at all. I think for all the shots that he's just played over the last 3 hoops, you want some reward straight away.
Yes, no, he's had to work hard to get this. He's had to work very hard at the beginning.
Drive that in nice and smooth. Yep, that's good
and
pace.
That's great shot. Nicely through. Yeah, that's great. And look at the position he's held on the blue as well. So, gosh, it'll be a cruel blow for Felix if he gets peg and peg, leaves a 40-yarder, but we're not there yet by any means. But
probably goes back the other step. Matthew did miss obviously a lift shot, and Felix was able to use them, but he couldn't construct a tight enough rush to Rover, and then played a croquet stroke to Rover that never ever gave him a chance to get a rush back to the peg. So it's I think you're 8 yards out. Besides, you just want to make the hoop and not break down. You'd still want to be able to finish it off.
So flicking that out to the eastern side, so he's looking to get a rush back up towards that peelie that has just cleared 4 back. So expect this to go all the way up north. And that looks pretty good.
Yep, no, controlled.
Yep, so he'll be putting that black by hoop 6 and getting a rush on the red towards the same hoop.
Yeah, we think red's clear of the leg of the hoop too.
It's clear, and that's perfect. Look at that, absolutely perfect. And now the takeoff back down to hoop 5.
And the hoop 5 pioneer was really good.
Yeah, that was good too. Yep. My wife has just texted me to say that my interest in Matt's mallet should not be construed as an invitation to purchase or experiment with other mallets.
I don't know if I can cancel that order, Gareth. I've already loaded it up.
Well, it is my birthday.
It is your birthday.
It's my birthday. Yeah. And, if you just get one mallet every year, then that's not excessive. Croquet is not an expensive sport. And a good mallet can make all the difference. See what you can do when you've got a good mallet. It's So he went a bit further out of that hoop than he would have liked. He gives him a nervy little return of a few yards. I don't like it myself, but no issue for these guys. I would definitely not be enjoying that one.
And nothing happening on lawn 5, so they're on their lunch break, obviously, and Reg and James are on their lunch break.
Yes, I think we're lucky to be seeing the action here. I think we know nothing about the Robert Jenny game, but
I think this is
Croquet
still
scores
game 2. I
would.
saw Robert on the lawn, and I haven't seen a score come in. So.
But this is intriguing stuff. I mean, it's an incredible thing to be 24 hoops in the bag, and suddenly to be seeing your opponent careering around. And Matt now will be looking to place the red ball in peeling position and the yellow ball plumb in front of the hoop, and that will be the the chances of him finishing just increase and increase and increase, and he even got a nice little kiss there off the black to straighten up the red. Ooh, a bit long there. Means he's not going to be playing this shot back with as much control as he would have liked. And that looks okay. That will be good for at least a jawsing, I guess. We can't quite see what the angle is on that from here. Oh, it looks quite a lot from where he's taking the shot.
Jaws is a good result.
Yeah, yeah. You'd rather jaws than dribble through, wouldn't you?
Yeah, very much.
And that's an English sentence that I don't think I ever would have thought of ever saying. That you would rather jaws than dribble. So croquet has definitely increased my vocabulary. So our listeners are managing to exchange messages about the state of play in the game that we can't see on the opposite court. It's completely opaque to us from where we're
Ginny looks like she's got a tight finish there with a couple of hoops, doesn't she?
Where are they playing, Pete? On
Lawn 11.
Lawn 11. Oh, okay. Oh, so we would be able to see them then. Yeah, I thought they were down on 8.
I did too.
Yeah.
And it took me a while to pick up.
Yeah. No, okay. Oh, well, that's
sure
that's.
why they,
I hadn't even bothered looking. I thought they were just on 8, and that was it. So
put on Siberia, as it's colloquially known.
Siberia, or yep. So Matthew was. Well, this is interesting, Pete. Matthew was. Rushed that right across, the blue right across. And of course blue will be going to 3-back, and he will be taking the yellow to knock that red through, to peel it through. But I'm just surprised that went so far.
I didn't see where it did he
but look at more, that. I mean, that's
did he not get the cut he was looking for? And he got more, more
but I mean, look, that looks fine, doesn't it? I mean, that's...
or he might not have had the room to be able to load 3-back and hold it without going right across.
So the tripod sort of stance here, settling down, locks into place, knocks the red through, and will he be lucky and have... I don't know whether the peg's in the way there, actually, of being able to roll up to the 2-back pioneer. I guess we'll see from the position he takes, but can you see how the peg is
coming
sort
on
of
the east side of the peg, isn't he? It's going to be fine.
Oh, there we go. Nice camera angle, and
good job.
Blake is having his lunch. Nice work. Looked like an astronaut walking around with all this paraphernalia on his back and his head, and just expecting a...
In the terms of the match, unless something drastically goes wrong here for Matthew, that's a costly non-finish for Felix.
Well, I did promise the listeners we wouldn't put commentators' curse on it. And so, but
I might have lost that train of thought later on, so I thought about that.
Yeah. Well, hold that thought. Because it might become a costly put down of a TP rather than a costly non-peg out. So, yeah, you saw the black ball sailing past the peg with its the black and the blue clips on there. It's quite a poignant moment, wasn't it? It was like, oh, look, there they are. They're there now. Ooh, that's a little clip to put the red into peeling position with the yellow going to the pioneer at 3-back. What was the pioneer like at 3-back, Pete?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
In saying that, I mean, Felix did do the best leave he could do, and,
Yes.
and Matthew.
Oh yeah, exactly. I mean, you can't
38-yard shot.
You can't. Yeah, you can't really do a bet. I don't know whether there was an element of double about it, but even if there was, you know, and that's as smooth as whipped peanut butter. That one, isn't it? I was trying to think of something that was smooth, and that probably wasn't the best metaphor. But anyway, Matt now. Well, we will not put any commentator's curse on this. Yeah, the comments on our live feed are very understandable. I mean, Matthew's endeared himself to a lot of people at the competition, both with his play and his good nature. And it's a pleasure to see both him and Felix having such a great tournament. Real inspiration to those of us who aspire to be as good, and great for the people that have been in the game a long time to see such great young players coming through and playing such quality, exciting croquet. So just to reiterate that Ed and Reg and James and Harry are all enjoying a rewarding lunch at the moment. Jenny and Robert still battling it out on 11 in Siberia. And Matthew turning anti-clockwise around the lawn to come down the middle and pick up the pioneers that he's laid. So it's always at these moments that
it's not much that needs to be said, just a bit. Watch
it's the ball hits the wire and you think, oh no, what do you?
It's absolute focus and confidence.
And there's those poignant black and blue clips, sort of like flags on a semaphore tower, sending a message that may not be received. And gee whiz. Little stop shot in front of Rover, comes through. Now a little rush up to the partner ball. And is it shaking? Felix might be in a bit of trouble here.
A 2-0 down? You mean?
Well, I mean,
with
this.
Yes. Yeah. Well, he's in a bit of trouble in this game.
Yes, he's in trouble in the game, and
in the
certainly
match,
lunch will be taken.
It's going to be
so this might be a good opportunity for us to have a spot of lunch.
We can have a bit of lunch
because all three of the games that we can see are
lunching,
and it might be an opportunity for us to get the scoreboard sorted. I think something's happened up on lawn 11.
At the start of game 3.
Well, no, a referee was on for.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
So.
But back to the Matthew one and Fearless. I mean, Matthew playing like he is needs one more win out of the next 3 games, and the odds are stacked his way. So it's a good challenge for Fearless to say, "I'm going to shut you out in the next 3 games."
So you think if I offered Matt a VR flying experience at the lunch break, he wouldn't be taking it?
I don't think he'll be taking you up on that.
No, I don't think so. The
Reg
and James are back out. Oh,
yeah.
Well, maybe the commentators won't get lunch after all. Well, that's okay. That's
you might not get a break. I might get a break.
you could bring me a sandwich and send me a replacement for yourself. That would be
sandwich. That's like
well,
to
so
borrow a Tony Abbott line, isn't it? Hello, make me a sandwich.
Well, but that would be make me an onion, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So, well, what's happened? So, Reg is. This looks like he's for hoop 1, and he's just put in a 2 Pioneer and got a rush to 1. Do you think, or?